second-hand price of this camera has been increasing for the past few weeks, and it's now more expensive to buy used than buying a new one. I paid a lot less than what you are buying now in the second-hand market. And usually the reason for that would be an increasing demand from our side and a lack of offer from Fujifilm. A good excuse would be to say that it's because of the messed up supply chain. But only a couple of days ago, Fujifilm posted a press release saying that they actually never anticipated the amount of orders and attention that this camera is getting. And they are canceling taking back orders for a little while until they can catch up. That is why, actually, I believe that the ones to blame for that skyrocketing prices, it's us, or better said, the influencers and the YouTubers that have a massive audience, and they are all praising this little camera. I will be showing you lots of pictures that I've been taking for the last couple of years, try to explain to you why this camera is so special. Let me say that this camera got stolen and somehow it made its way back to me, and it helped a friend to get a job here in Vienna. So it's a very special camera to me, an amazing camera, technically speaking. And yep, welcome. Let's do it. You see, people like us, we creative kind of people, we are very passionate. We just don't like things, we love them when we like them. And we create this absurd amount of attachment to our objects, to our lenses, to our cameras, and actually they make us as happier. And when we're in that mood, in that super happy mood, it's when we have the feeling that we have to share with the world. And that's actually what I think happened with this camera. This camera has helped thousands of people, thousands of individuals, professionals, amateurs, to either get started in photography or to regain and get that joy again from photography when you're a professional. And I believe all those people have now shared their opinions and how much they love this camera now on YouTube, on Instagram, on social media, everywhere. And that has created this snowball, massive snowball of hype that has increased the price of this camera. And whether that price is worth it, that you have to decide alone, checking your bank account and how much you like and want this camera. But I will be showing you lots of pictures that I've been taking during the past couple of years, and also, of course, the pictures that I took during this walk that you've seen before. We'll be going through the features that make this camera so special. And at the end of the video, at least you will have a pretty good damn idea of what this camera is and what it's capable of. Now, having the camera always with you is not the only great thing about it. Some may think, and actually with good reason, that when you build such a small camera, you will take some compromises on build quality or image quality, which is the case with some of the other brands that are building point-and-shoot cameras. In this case, the X100V has the exact same sensor as the Fujifilm X-T4 that until very recently, just a couple of weeks, a month maybe, was the top of the range of the Fujifilm family XT series. Semi-pro range of cameras. So if the pro level image quality is not enough for you, this tiny X100V also comes with a set of features that many other cameras, much more expensive than this, don't have. For instance, we have the ND filter that you can activate mechanically. Let's see if it works now. We have a leaf shutter and a built-in flash that both together work great when you want to use a very fast shutter speeds. We also got the weather sealing. This camera is partially weather sealed. It's not 100%. They recommend, obviously, because the lens element, when it focuses, let me try to show you. But it moves in and out, and through the space water could come in. But if you put a ring on it, if you put a filter on it, like this one, let's see, yeah, this one, which is, by the way, a Fujifilm Promise filter, a 1/4, if I'm not mistaken, 1/4. It's completely weather sealed. This filter lives in the camera. I really don't take it off it. I love the look of it. It has some gloom all over the image, and the Tiffen, by the way, in comparison to other mist filters, in my opinion, is much better. It keeps contrast, and it gives you, from my point of view, to my eyes, a much better image. It offers a very special kind of viewfinder, the one that we can also see in the X Pro cameras. It's a hybrid viewfinder, meaning that you can either use it as an optical viewfinder or as an electronic viewfinder, and also as a hybrid with a little screen at the bottom on a corner. And of course, as a Fuji camera, it also offers these Fujifilm simulations that you can change super easily. These are some kind of preset that you can use for either the JPEGs or for the RAWs if you're editing later. And it also allows the users to create some kind of recipe where you can set your own set of settings and create the look of certain old films, like I would say Kodak Portra 400. And those are not officials, but you can go on Google and you will find plenty of them done by professionals, amateurs that just love their cameras, and they put it there online to share. And sometimes the resemblance is truly amazing. And last but not least, the design. The design is simply gorgeous. I love this camera. To me right now, it's probably the most beautiful camera in the market right now. I'm not saying that it's the most beautiful camera ever built, because maybe it's not, and there are plenty, thousands of cameras built that I don't know. And it's probably on pair with a much more expensive camera, which is the Leica Q2 Reporter, 6,000 euros camera. And that alone, the looks alone, wouldn't be enough, in my opinion, if the design wouldn't actually work properly. And the user experience that you get using this camera is great. You only got one wheel. That is, if you pull up the ring, you can control the ISO, how they say in German. And if you pull it down, it goes back to its place, and then you can change the shutter speed. Other than that, you have the exposure compensation dial and the shutter release. It's a camera basically done to not miss a shot, to not overthink the shot, and just go out with it and have a good time. And because I'm talking about the ease of use of this camera, let me tell you about Valeria. Valeria is a girl, 17 years old Ukrainian girl that I met in an event in Munich last summer. I was there working with the X-T3 and the X-T4, and I had brought my X100V as a backup camera. Now she saw me taking pictures, and she had been working before the war in an agency, and she asked me if she could be, around with the camera taking pictures. I said, yes, of course, I have actually a backup camera, you can use this. And the other two things I explained is just how to take a photo, how to see them, and how to change the Fujifilm simulation. That's the only thing that she wanted to know, and the only thing that I explained to her. She spent the day taking photos. She loved it. She absolutely loved it. And at the end of the day, she came to me and asked, "Hey, Carlos, I'm going to the city for a few hours. Do you mind if I bring the camera with me?" I said, "Of course, no problem. Bring it. Just take care of it." Next day, she comes to me and she's like, "Oh my God, Carlos, since you gave me the camera, everything is going well. I've been offered 2 jobs, and one of them is in Vienna, where you live. How amazing is that?" And as of today, she's in Vienna. She's working as a content creator, let's say, in a restaurant from some friends. And I just think it's a really nice story of how a little product, a little camera can impact somebody's, I would say, life or career or choices. And yeah, I just think it's a good story. And when it comes to good stories, let me tell you of when I lost this camera and the camera made its way back to me. Last year, 22nd of December 22nd, it's my birthday. I'm going by train to the company's Christmas party. Yeah, it's some kilometers away. Of course, it's Christmas. It's full of people. The train is packed. And at some point, I leave my camera on the seat and I move seats. When I'm about to get off, I realized that I had moved seats and I had left my camera somewhere else. And well, I didn't realize it, and I stayed in the train for 2 more hours asking people if they had seen the camera. Everyone said no, or they ignored me. And yeah, that's the story. I thought I lost it. Went on to the Christmas party. And yeah, I continue with my life being a bit sad of how mean it is to lose your favorite camera on your birthday. But some days later, by Christmas more or less, I received a message from someone that had found my camera. So this guy, he had picked up the camera in the train, and when checking the images, he saw the hand of one of my colleagues with a tattoo, and in the background also somewhere the logo of the company where I work at. So he went on Google, typed in the company, YouTube. He watched the video where we introduced every employee, I was going to say Mitarbeiter, every employee of the company, and located my colleague Patrick, the one with the tattoos. And then through that, he got my contact, wrote me, hey, I have your camera, I want to give it back to you. And I got it back. It was like a month later, but I got it back. Yeah, just a nice story to remind you that there are still some nice people out there. Still some good people. A few, but still some. And before I finish, if you're watching this video in the US or Canada, let me give you a tip on how to get one at that reasonable price, I would say. Europe, buy across the ocean. I've ordered plenty of times at BH Photo, Moment, etc. So companies that are shipping from the US. And it may get a little bit pricier because of customs. But if you go secondhand and you find someone that you can trust here in Europe, think that these cameras are going for sale for $1,300, $1,400, $1,200 if you are lucky. I've seen it at $1,200 only a month ago. And it might be worth it to trust someone, or if you know someone who's in Europe, maybe they can buy for you and bring it to you. You are saving a lot of money with that. And just in case, I would try to add a few online shops that I know, Germany, Austria, Finland, France, where I bought stuff before because they had it in stock. And the truth is that they don't mind where you are, especially here in Europe. They are very happy to help you. So don't worry also about the language. They are always ready to talk to you in English, whatever it takes to make a sale, right? Yeah. And with that, that's more or less the end of this video. As you know, this is a new channel, so if you like this one or the other videos that are online, I would very much appreciate if you subscribe or give a thumbs up or something like this. And because that will actually, it's not because of my ego, but because that will actually help me reach the minimum amount of watch time and hours actually and subscribers that I need to become a YouTube partner, as I have with other channels. And with that, I can monetize some of the videos, but more importantly, I get support. I can talk to a human being when something happens, like when my channel gets taken down like a week ago. Yeah, that happens. Other than that, just wish you a great week, great day. Have a great time. Cheers and greetings from Austria. Ciao, ciao.